Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gander Gardening with Dawn. Today is February the 24th, and it's time for me to start thinking about the seeds that I'm going to be starting in March. So I thought I might share with you the storage system that I use for my seeds. Well, as you can see, it is very low tech. I purchased a box at the local dollar store, and it was just the right size, the right height to fit lots of different packs of seeds. And I simply put dividers in there for every month, January, February, etc., that I made from foam core. And those months go from January to May because those are the months that I start seeds. And in the back, I have a couple of extra little dividers because I have one for gathered seeds, for the seeds that I gather from my own garden. And I have an undecided section, which is where I put seeds that I haven't obviously figured out what I'm going to do with yet. But since they're in a pretty box, I store this box just here in the living area somewhere so that whenever the mood strikes me, I can go and check out the seeds that I have. And the first seed that I'm going to start in March is Beebalm. This is a lemon bee balm, or some people call it lemon mint. It's an annual monarda. The seeds came from Lily Stone Gardens, and this is the first time that I will be growing these plants. I have read online and I've seen on a lot of the different blogs and YouTube channels that it's easy to grow, as of course practically everything that's related to mint is. And it has beautiful, sort of lilac-y pink layers of flowers along the stem, and really great for a cut garden, a cut flower garden, and really good to grow in containers, and likes full sun, and can, I think, take a little bit of shade, not much shade. It prefers full sun. So the second seed that I'm going to start in March is bunny-tail grass. And this is an ornamental grass, and these seeds came from T&T Seeds. And I've grown this one for quite a number of years, and it's very, very easy to grow. But I must say that when it starts growing, it doesn't look all that impressive, I have to say. Unsurprisingly, it looks like grass. And until you see the little bunny tails starting to form, it just looks like any ordinary grass. But once those cute little fuzzy, creamy white tails start to form, then you know why you bothered to start growing it. And I will say that it's a much more aggressive plant than you might think, in that it takes up a lot of the root area in a container. So the first couple of years that I grew it in mixed containers, but I found that it really did take over, and it kind of crowded other things out. So now I grow it in a container all by itself. I this third seed that I will be starting in March, and this one I'll be starting early in March. These, by the way, are sort of in the order that I will be starting them in the month, at least for the first six seeds. But this one is also a new one for me, and it is a Gomphrena. And I am an avid watcher of YouTube gardening channels, and I watch the Chicago gardener, and she grows a lot of Gomphrena in containers, and that inspired me, especially where it seems to be quite easy to dry to use in projects over the winter, especially for Christmas. So this one being Carmine, I think will be a nice bright pinkish red that I'm really looking forward to growing. It is supposed to get about 2 feet tall and very bright. And I'm going to grow it in maybe two containers, one in my cutting garden and then one somewhere else. But I'm really looking forward to this one. Gomphrena. The fourth flower that I'm going to be starting from seed in March is Ageratum Blue Horizon. And this is a plant that I've grown for quite a few years now. And I usually start it right around the middle of March. That works out really well for me. And it's very easy to grow from seed. And this plant will, again, it'll get about 18 to 24 inches tall, and it has the cutest lavender, purpley, mauvey kind of fuzzy flowers that are in clusters, and they make a great addition to any sort of arrangement. They're perfect for a cut flower, so I will definitely be growing these. The fifth and sixth seeds that I'm going to be starting in March will be started around the third week of March, and they're both Nicotiana, which is, of course, flowering tobacco. And the first one of these is Nicotiana Crimson Better. And these seeds came from the seed company by E.W. Gaze, which is a local company that's here in Newfoundland where I live. And in my garden, these will start blooming in July, and they will go on and on and on blooming until we have a really hard, cold frost. I cannot recommend these plants too highly. Nicotiana Crimson Better. And the other Nicotiana that I'm going to grow for the first time this summer is lime green. This one came from Select Seeds, and I saw it on the Impatient Gardener on her YouTube channel, and she highly recommended it. And I thought, well, I grow purple belvine because I saw it on her channel, and I love it very much. So why not try this one? So Nicotiana lime green. And this seventh seed is called Schizanthus, I'm not sure, Angel Wings Mix. And I must confess, I've already started this one from seed, and I'll tell you why. I grew this for the first time, oh, it had to be over a decade ago. And I just picked up a 6-pack at a local nursery of these plants, and they were all different colors. And I put them in various containers around our garden, and they all did incredibly well. But somehow it dropped from my radar, and I haven't grown it since. And I noticed it in a catalog um, from the local seed company that we have here, The Seed Company by E.W. Gaze. And so I thought, why not try growing it from seed? Because it's very unusual to find it in a nursery. I haven't seen it since. So I bought these seeds. I ordered them, and when they came, it says to plant them indoors 8 to 10 weeks before your last frost, and that's a significant time. So I thought I better not hesitate. I should get them going right away. And also, it says here that germination can take 20 to 30 days. So that was another reason to get them started right away. But guess what? I planted them 5 days ago, and 2 days ago they germinated. Here they are. This is one of the ways that I start seeds every year. This is a tomato pack. I think tomatoes came in this, and there are holes in the bottom. And I filled it up with seed starting mix, and I just sprinkled some of the seeds over the top. And look at this. 3 days it took for this to germinate. And so I started them 5 days ago. And in fact, in our house here, we have in-floor radiant heat, which means that we kind of have a heat mat over the entire floor of our home. So I don't own any heat mats. I simply put a container in a waterproof container when I'm starting seeds, and I place it on the floor, but I don't necessarily put them under lights. So the first ones that came up are a little bit tall and scraggly. You can see here, but I didn't think they would germinate in 3 days. In fact, it may have been less than 3 days because the first time I checked them was in 3 days, and some of them were already up. But since I took them and put them under lights, there are at least 6 or 7 that have germinated and are nice and short, and they should be just fine. In fact, I only wanted about 6 plants, so I have no doubt that I'll get that many. But here it is, and these are already going. I'll keep you posted about how these do. I'm really, really excited to see. I can't believe that they germinated so quickly. 3 days. And I thought I would share with you the other way that I start seeds, because a couple of people have asked me. And what I do, if the seeds are small, and there are a number of them in a pack, I do what I showed you with the schizanthus. I sprinkle them or I plant them and cover them with soil, whatever the seed pack describes, suggests how to plant them. And when they get large enough, when there's usually the first set of true leaves, then I prick them out. I use actually the handle end of a disposable spoon. That's what I find really effective. And I just take them out and I pot them up in individual pots. But if the seeds are larger, or if they're pelleted seeds, most of the foxglove seeds that I get that are particular varieties are pelleted. So each seed is fairly large then, and you can see them. Then I start them in jiffy pods. And this is what a little pack looks like. And I usually only start a small number of any type of seeds. So this size works really well for me. This one has 12 pods, because my garden is not really large. So this is what the pods look like inside. They come like hockey pucks, and you have to add water to them, and then they expand, and then you plant in them. And in here, I have a few more foxglove seeds planted, and they are starting to germinate. And the reason I'm starting even more is because I've decided to share a few of these with some of my family and friends. So there are 2 things that I have learned over the years of using these particular pods that work really well to help. One of those things is using hot water, in fact, boiling water, when you expand the pods, because they start out as little hockey pucks and they're very compressed. And there's a recommended amount, about half a cup, I think, per pod that you add. So what I use is an old metal baking pan that was getting a little nasty, and so I thought, why not give it a second life as something that can help me with my gardening. So I put the pods in the metal pan, and I use boiling water to add to it, and they expand. And once they have expanded, I let them cool completely, and then I plant in them. Now, why do I do this? Because the boiling water will kill any fungus gnats that may be hiding in those pods. Pods don't generally have a lot of fungus gnats, but they may, it's possible. So it's one of the methods that I use to keep the fungus gnat problem under control. I must say, there's a number of things I've been doing, that being one, and I really haven't had a problem with gnats for quite a while. So that's one hint that I will give you about using these. And the second hint that I will give you is, again, once there are at least one set of true leaves, and usually the pods are kind of small, and when you can see the roots starting to develop, you can take them and pot them up. What I highly recommend is removing the casing that's on the outside. On these, the Jiffy pods here, it looks like it's sort of a paper, some kind of a paper casing, but it's very easy to remove. I just tear it off. The pod will still stay together, and then plant the pod up in a larger container. And I usually only start with a small container. It could be 2.5 inches in diameter up to 4 inches maybe in diameter. But that works really, really well. And I find that this method is great. As each one is ready to pot up, you can do that without disturbing any of the others. It's a very simple, very clean way, easy way to start seeds. So thank you very, very much for checking out this video today. I appreciate it. I would love to hear from you how things are going in your garden, recommendations for plants that I should be growing. I would love to hear that. And also, if you have any questions, I've been growing seeds for a very long time, and if it's something that I have grown and I can tell you about, or if it's something that I've had experience with growing here in my garden, I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you have to the best of my ability. But anyway, you have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching.